You said that you love winning. What drives you more, the love of winning or the hate of losing?
Maybe equally, maybe both. I don't like losing, and I do like winning.
Say his name and he appears.
This is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Greetings and welcome to Winning 2024. How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing and living well out there. Sliding in sideways as usual. Let's turn the lights on. There we go. Welcome to the show. Let me thank each and every one of you winners in the winner circle for supporting the channel on the monthly basis. Your names are scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much. Special thanks to Shelly and Wolfram, who are supporting us over on Rumble as well. We are, of course, broadcasting live on Rumble, X, and YouTube, and away we go. Hope everybody is super excited for this brand new day in America. Wolfram, thank you for dropping these links. Remember, when you're here, always listen to the Wolf. He's the alpha mod. He wipes his paws, lopes in house, and he is here. Thank you so much, Heidi. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Merce Turf, welcome to the show. How you doing? How you doing? It still doesn't feel real. T-Rex Trucking and More says, but yes, he is here. Thank you, T-Rex, for being here, and thank you for being part of the election 2024 night here. We had a great night. We celebrated a tremendous victory for liberty and freedom. What a night, what a day, what a year. What the next 4 years coming up for us is going to be amazing. The mandate is set with the popular vote and also taking the Senate and maintaining the House. I think we are just killing it left and right. This is the day we have dreamed of. We worked so hard for. We toughed out the last 4 years of darkness. Now we are in the light. Yes, we did it. Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here and being part of this. Remember to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, follow wherever you're at. Help support the channel. It really does help. We're onwards and upwards. We have much ahead of us to do. But a new day is upon us here. Hey, there is Memento. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? A new day is upon us. And we are now just moving into the future, a bright future. The dream team is being assembled as we speak. All kinds of cool, good news coming in. And of course, lots and lots of establishment, useful idiot meltdowns. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It's a beautiful thing to watch, indeed. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of them, but I have some more tonight for us to share and rejoice and enjoy together. I didn't do a show last night because, man, I got to take I got to have at least 2 days off a week. So I figured tonight, let's just do it tonight, right? Let's do it tonight. We'll have a great time together. Did you see the Ice Lady was chosen as Trump's chief of staff? Yes, the very first female chief of staff. What a sexist. Yeah, that'll just burn him up even more. I must be some sort of negative energy vampire. All the lefty tears and despair are making me feel younger. Yeah, oh my God. The mind control is real. The mind control is real. And I've seen plenty of it out there myself, including the ones that think it was stolen, that they had to have stolen it. This is, that is like when you see this, right? And you see people freaking out thinking the world's going to end when it's really just beginning. You realize that establishment narrative mind control is real. It's very real. It's very real, and it's out there. Soak it in. Remember the 5th of November. Yes, remember it. Yes, everybody's super happy out there in the crowd, and we should be. We fought hard and we won. Each and every one of you are part of that victory. And man, we are just loving it right now. I have lots of cool things to look at tonight. a little bit of a format here, but not much. Just kind of like when we're going to be flying around here from this, this. Um, and checking in on some of our favorite creators and what they're doing as well. But we have some cool meltdowns coming up. I've been saving them. I'm getting quite a collection going right now already. Oh man, all over the place. We'll click through them. Coming up here shortly. I want to start with some of the other news that's out there first before we get to those. Just kind of putting things together here on this, and still so much to go through, of this stuff. Collections here, collections there. Let's see. I'd like to start out with a good old blast from the past. Scott, what's up? How you doing, man? How you doing? Good to see you, Scott. Scott Hodved. I don't know how to say your last name. Hodved. I'm gonna say it like that. Scott, what's up? How you doing, pal? Good to see you. Herman, what's up? How you doing? I've seen the deranged lefty morons making rage videos. It's hard to know where the hell they're coming from because they are too far gone in the first place, right? I know, man. They really are. They really are. They're living in a box, man. They're living in that establishment narrative, and they have been told so many lies that they cannot believe it. And it's the funniest ones are the ones who just don't understand how they lost. Like they don't understand how. Oh, that's the way. Cool, awesome. They don't understand how there are actually people out there that would vote for Trump. That's how locked in they are to their own echo chamber. And like we always talk about here, establishment mind control is real. Subversion is real. These are things we have to find permanent root cause solutions to, and we will be doing that as we move into the future on this channel. That will become a primary focus as the months and years roll on. But right now, we're going to celebrate our victory, and we're going to be keeping a close eye on all the progress that's going to be made here in the next year with the weekly progress reports on the new things that are going in and the old things that are going out. We're also going to keep an eye on protests. We're going to keep an eye on leftist strategy. We're going to keep an eye on establishment. I was a card showing like establishment strategy. Let's put them in the same box. What they're going to try to do to disrupt, what the leftists are going to try to do to subvert further. And hopefully I muted that part. I had to tell the noise in the room to keep it down for a second. All right. And off we go, man. So many cool people here in the crowd tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. I saw Jimmy Kimball doing that ridiculous speech on the show, left-wing bias programming. Exactly, Herman. Exactly. I didn't see it, but I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was ridiculous. They are always talking about reducing the power of the presidency before he takes office. I know, right? They can't stand it. Heidi's gonna be listening. Wow, it's that time for the dogs to go out. Okay, we're glad we got you here. We're listening with us, Heidi. Let's see. If only Arizona could count more than 2 votes a day, right? I know. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I keep this. I still have the chart up from New York Times. For some reason, I just want them to admit it. Just admit it. And they are still struggling to get through it, though. Even with Nevada at 91% right here, and Trump and with the lead, good lead, a flipped lead, right? They're not going to come back from this. They still won't call it. Like, I don't know why I want this map to go complete itself. It's probably because I started with this map, so I need it to be completed. So I'm keeping an eye on it still. But yeah. I still have the tab open from the other night. I won't close it until it's right. I cannot close it. But I want to flip over here to a very important interview. As I said, Gary Franchi, Next News Network. Look at that. Hold on a second. Before we get to that, let's do a little bit more celebrating here. Let's do. By the way, guys, I got a new outro for this evening. You're gonna love it. I put a little bit of work into that. You're gonna love it. But anyways, this one's still the same. Talking Trash and Truths, thank you for the $10 super chat. Take all those salty tears. That's right. Take them all. We'll take them. Keep making those videos. Keep making them. We love them. It's so good. And you know what the thing is that we've been waiting for 4 years for these videos. 4 years, 4 long years. And they're finally here. Finally here. Ooh, that's right, Herman. That's right. Oh, I know. We're going to talk about that, Scott, too. What do you think about the mysterious 20 million that never voted this time? Right? They came out of nowhere in 2020, and now they're gone again. How about that? How about that? You know, Joe Rogan is making some noise about that, and despite the fact that it may cost me, I may have to clip it out later on. I'm going to play that segment from him on X. Vigilant Fox, I love the Vigilant Fox. We're gonna have I think several little bits from him tonight, or them, they. I don't know who they are. It's Vigilant Fox, man. That's who it is. It's the Fox, and we're gonna have some different clips from them tonight as well. So we go through X and look at several things from X tonight. Let's see. No response there. And by the way, just to keep you guys updated, the view count on Line in the Sand on BitChute is at 1434. I don't think I have that link in the put into the description yet, but if you haven't seen it yet, I'll get it in there. I think Wolfram has it handy. He may be able to pop it into the chat for me. And make sure if you haven't seen Line in the Sand or shared it out, do it. It may help some of these people that are melting down come to their senses. I don't know at this point, but we did a great job getting that. We helped over 2,000 people, well over 2,000 people, see that documentary for the first time. That was our mission, was to get as many people as we could to see it. And that's just the counts that I have. I don't know what you guys did on your end, but you did a great job getting people to watch that. There it is right there. Click that, save that, share that. That'll help some of the people realize that is, hey, you know what? Having Donald Trump in charge isn't such a bad thing. And you might have a safer world just because of it. Of course, we know that we're going to have a safer world because of it. But they may not realize that so much damage was being done to women and children, because on the left, they care about that stuff. They do. And that tends to really resonate with them when you actually get them to pay attention to it. Now, getting someone like that to pay attention is the trick. That's why I put it on BitChute, documentary only, no introduction, just go straight into the documentary. They won't know it's from James O'Keefe unless they recognize them, and they won't know it's from Tucker Carlson. That's kind of the point, is kind of to get them to watch it and get involved with it before they figure it out. And then hopefully by then they're so interested in it, like, well, I'll just watch it anyways to see if they're lying to me. And by the time they get through it, they're gonna be like, dang, I didn't know any of this. The establishment media had lied to me the entire time. Kamala Harris lied the entire time. Joe Biden lied the entire time. And then hopefully that helps that moment of clarity happen for them, because with people like that are so far gone, all you can do is plant seeds and hope those seeds sprout. And if they do, then they will take their journey and eventually meet us here. So that's all we can do to help those people. And as we get going down the road, we'll talk more about what we can do to prevent this catastrophe from ever happening again through solution culture. That is addressing the generational warfare and starting at the youngest generations and helping them build a better future. And that's what we're going to try to do. And part of that effort is going to be trying to get J. Michael Waller on the show. I've reached out. I'm still reaching out. I'm on a mission to meet this man. I'm on a mission to talk to this guy. And I will find a way to get that done. I don't know if if he charges, I don't know what it is, but somehow I'll get him in here one day to talk about it. That, of course, is J. Michael Waller, the author of Big Intel, which we read on Monday nights here on Unrig the Game. We just started a real big chapter. Next week, we're starting a really big chapter. So I hope you guys will join us for that show if you haven't already. It's a great book. Can't say enough about it. Yo, Wild Adventure is very excited tonight. He's in a great effing mood right now. Yes, as we all are. Look at all the joy and happiness in the crowd. I'm loving it. And we are loving it together. That's what it's all about, man. It's our time to celebrate. Like I was saying, 4 years ago, a dark time, they were out there celebrating it, telling us that, evil had been defeated, when really it was evil that had triumphed. And I put some very tasty posts out there in response to people out there are today. That love did beat the hate vote. It did. Love beat hate. Georgia flipped back to red. It regained its dignity. And I'm reminding people in Georgia of that. Oh, they don't like it, but that's okay. That's okay because it's the truth. And we'd rather know the truth than be right around here. And if you're right, if you have the truth, you are right. So there you go. It works both ways. I just hopped Trump. I just hopped Trump is a bit more Cali conservative this time around, and will pay down the national debt more seriously. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think, and you know what? It will. He was on his way to doing that last time. It just had, COVID hit and that shit happened, and that's the way it is. We're gonna see a whole new thing. Like the 2016 run was a warm up. It was a learning experience. This 2024 run is going to be epic. That's what I'm going to say. We're going to have so much news. It's going to come flying in so fast of all the great things happening. Right now, we need to get to inauguration day. And I think with the fact that that it was a popular vote win, it was the Senate flip. It was all of these things combined. And every swing state flipped. They can't. I don't think they're going to try anything. I don't think they're going to try anything. If they do, I think they might get laughed at. Might get laughed out of the room. Kenny, what's up? How you doing? Nippers all love humans. Yes. Good to see you, Piehead Kenny. All right. Crown Target, my friend. How you doing? Good to see you, Crown Target, man. So good to see you back in the crowd. Thank you for the DMs today. I did read those, and I did take note of what are in there. I think they make a lot of the points make sense, and I'll talk about those here in a little bit. Don't let me forget. All right. I want to jump over now, though, to a very important interview. I got to start out with this. This is from Gary Franchi's live stream on election night. So it's just a little piece of it. But as promised, he did. Let me just rewind this a second. Okay. As promised, he did get his interview with Ron Paul. And I tell you, I got a couple clips from Gary tonight too. This is one of them. And this is bringing things full circle for me too. I mean, the fact that Ron Paul is back in the picture here and it's being invited into this administration is, I can't tell you how excited I am, how fulfilling this is. The two big movements that have led us to this point together as one. You can't beat that. Let's take a look at this interview. I hadn't even had a chance to watch it yet. I just knew that he did it. So we're going to watch this together. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Franchi's interview with Ron Paul. Let's go.
Really at stake in today's election. Congressman Paul, it is an honor to have you here.
Good. Nice to be with you, Harry.
Absolutely. So, seeing this flurry of information across X, your name is back in the headlines, of course, where it belongs. Before we get into the Elon Musk and this new department he's considering with Donald Trump,
work better.
I want to look back real quick. And what parallels between how the media treated your campaign and Donald Trump? What parallels do you see?
Well, it's the same old story because you have to depend that you're not going to have much friendly relationship with the media. So I think there is a parallel, but he has a different personality and he has a different tone than I do. But I don't think that's a problem to anybody. But the problem is the people who really run the show and all the way down to the deep state, they're concerned about the message. So if you're sending out a message, no matter who you represent or what you do or what quality the output is the fact that there's a lot of resentment and they don't know how to handle it. So it usually turns into anger and misunderstanding because the whole thing is when you have an empire, you have to lie to keep it. And boy, there's a lot of them. They can't believe the garbage that they spew out because it is so bad. And then they pretend to be the ones who will be the arbiter of what is truth. So it is pretty disheartening at times. But the good news is more and more Americans are waking up. And I think we have the numbers on our side. We have to be more creative in getting our message out and why we have to change this situation. And I think one at a time, let's hope some good comes out of this election.
Back in 2008, 2012, the Ron Paul revolution was in full force. I mean,
Well.
armies of people putting Ron Paul signs everywhere. I was part of that, and I was
Me
proud
too.
to be a part of it, and I'm proud to always support your message.
Yes.
What similarities can you say between the Ron Paul revolution and the MAGA movement can you see?
Well, I think it's grassroots. The people that are frustrated and they're looking for it, and at times, that I think they're looking for truth, and Trump gets credit where it's due, and that is, well, at least he's leveling with us. Sometimes he goes off, but they say he's exactly opposite of Kamala. He says it as it is, and people want that, and I think that's the difference in that even though our personalities are different, I think that was the whole thing. One time there was somebody came up after one of my rallies we had a big rally, but a young man came up to me and he wanted to talk. We took a picture and that kind of stuff, and he wanted to mention mostly. I like the emphasis on the Constitution and what you say, and he was very, very much involved, and he just sort of grabbed hold of that whole thing. I said, that came up in the debate, and that's what he was referring to. And then he said, and then I told him, I said, well, the candidate next to me had to answer the same question. And I thought he was saying about the same thing, oh, yes, the Constitution is good. And I said, why aren't you talking to him? He says, we don't believe him. So, and I think and that's sort of subjective, but it's very, very important. People want to trust. They're looking for it. You don't have to be perfect. You have to recognize our problems. But I tell you what, if people are searching for the truth, but I think that's a historic thing from beginning of time. Searching for truth has always been, in contest with the nihilists who believe, hey, you guys waste a lot of time. You can't know truth. Nobody knows truth. Nobody knows perfect truth. But I tell you what, there is something out there. There's natural law. You could start with that.
Yeah, there you go.
Talk about the influence in our Constitution. But there's some people who literally believe that you can't know truth. So why waste your time on it?
Well, let's talk about the law. And President Trump has floated the idea of getting rid of the income tax, something I would love to see. I know you would love to see.
Oh, yeah.
Can tariffs really replace that?
Can what?
Tariffs. He's floated tariffs to replace the income tax.
No, that's a disaster. The very
Cool Gamer, what's up? How you doing, man?
Now, that is something that amazes me because 20, 30 years ago, left and right, just generally there were tariffs, but it wasn't like it was a religion. And now it's turning into it, and it is bipartisan. There's no doubt that people like that, and it's attractive. And it's been suggested that if you go along with it, I put a lot of tariffs on you, you won't have the income tax. But they're not understanding tariffs. I mean, if the tariff is a tax, and the consumer here will suffer the most. So putting big heavy taxes on China will disrupt trade, and the revenues won't be there. I'll tell you that's a fallacy. And yet this debate has been going on for a long time about whether you should tax imports. And of course, I'd like to start with as close to zero as possible. But my approach on tariffs is economics, of course, but it's also a personal liberty issue. So if you go out there and you earn a lot of money, and they say, well, you don't have an income tax, but we're going to tell you what to do with your money, or even if you do have the income tax, they say you made the money, but it isn't really yours. It belongs all to the government, and the government will let you have some. You'll have to pay through your income tax and also the tariffs. And that is what they do. They take it all from you, and so I consider all of it a form of slavery, because you have to get anything back that you can spend. Believe me. Well, just look at the difference between Trump and Kamala. I mean, she wants to tax. If you have a valuable asset and goes up in value, but you haven't moved it or touched it, you just took care of it. that you're going to be taxed on the increase in value.
Yeah,
And,
the
there
unrealized
can't be
gains is
much
what he's talking about.
more stupid than that.
Yeah.
If you're looking at just some
So stupid.
economic
Sure.
policies.
So so if tariffs aren't the answer and there's talk of getting rid of the income tax, where do we begin? Well, what would be a policy prescription that the good doctor would give to President Trump?
Well, I call spending it the tax, and I don't look at the tax. That's a result of spending, because spending, as soon as the government gets it, they might have an income tax, they might have a tariff, they gather up money, they'll have all kinds of taxes. So that is the
That's
incentive,
spending.
is to tax. But as soon as it's spent, it's debt. And then how will they pay for it? They don't have any money, and they don't have any authority for this. What they do is they take away your right to spend your money.
Mhm.
And so to me, it's a moral issue.
Yep.
I mean, you can't spend your money to do harm and violence and
Daisy, what's
that
up?
sort of thing. But it's your money, and you should have it to spend.
You
So
got
that
it,
means
Crown.
you don't have to figure out, well, which tax is the best. Of course, your question is fair enough, because yeah, that's a great theoretical
We're gonna
thing, but
help you
that's
guys,
not going to
man.
happen. What would you
As
do
we get
to
our shit straight, Herman, we're
start
gonna
with
help the
it?
rest of the world
I
get out of this Marxist mindset.
unfortunately, I'm not very optimistic about that. I don't believe that we'll live to see the day where we
You can't
see a
hear
better
me.
Congress who systematically shrinks the size of government, spends less money, and starts paying off the debt.
Well,
That's not going to happen.
Let's talk about that, because Elon Musk has said he wants to cut $2 trillion from the federal government, and he's proposed working alongside you in that new department.
That's right, Scott.
So where would you begin? If you got $2 trillion to cut, where are the first cuts going to come down from?
Can you hear me better now?
Well, I've talked a lot about that in the campaign, because people want to know at least where would you try if you had a Congress that would at least go along with you. And I would cut the militarism. I would cut the
Cut
wars.
that.
I would cut the military-industrial complex. I would cut the corporate welfare and
right.
the pharmaceuticals. And
Okay,
Classic
let
Ron
me ask-
Paul right
if I
there.
could just jump in, one question though. You talk about Congress, but is there any executive action that the president could take right out the gate to get rid of some of this needless bureaucracy?
Oh, there is, but there's so many special interests and so many people that are, let's say that I did it and I had a pen and I did it. It would be a revolution. uh, they're not. People are so dependent on it because most people, when they come to my office and want to talk about this, I say, "What's your problem?" The prices are too high, and they're gouging me. I need more money. Send me more money so I can buy my groceries. But they're
Thanks,
not
Scott.
willing to say, "Hey, you know what? These prices are going up because we've spent too much money and we've devalued the dollar, and therefore the dollar is worth less, and the
Lots of
prices are
love.
going to go up. So we're volunteering the program. So cut a little bit away from what we get." No, it's
That's
not
right.
going to happen.
Cut it.
I think we have to go through the ringer, and that is hopefully we have enough brains that we don't have to go through Zimbabwe and Venezuela. But
No,
at the
dollar
rate we're
collapsed.
doing, so $35 trillion, and it was hardly even wasn't mentioned very much in the debates, in the campaign, and they know that people would rebel against it. But they do. They come up with other things. They say, well, it's the union wages, it's the gouging the business people. They shouldn't have this much profits, and they own too much property, so we ought to tax the property, and on and on. So it goes back to the basic fundamentals of understanding what a free market is like with sound money. So anything you can do to move in that direction. And nobody should, if they're in Congress and they believe this way, they shouldn't
That's the
vote for
truth.
anything that raises the debt a nickel.
Mhm.
And I've suggested that everybody that's in Congress or anybody who's in the administration, they should ask, and they're getting ready to do something new, because they're not likely to say, "What are we going to get rid of?" If they want to do something new, where'd you get the authority, and where
Yep.
are you going to get the money?
Yep.
And you can't even consider it can't even put it out on the table unless they say, well, the authority comes from the Constitution, general welfare clause, something like that.
Yeah.
So that nonsense goes on. Well, we don't have gold and silver as legal tender, and you're supposed to do that. So they have to decide. Where's the authority and where's the money coming from? And if they even had a token effort on that, the people would be pretty annoyed. But that's going to happen. The liquidation of debt and the cleansing of the system always occurs, but it's either by people doing common sense and moving in the right direction. And when it isn't as bad as what we have now, that is helpful. So they move, but they move in. They have to at least move in the right direction of cutting. And that is where the real burden is, that nobody wants to cut. They're not going to come volunteer and say, "Oh, you ought to cut my program."
Yeah.
But they have to have. I want to go back one more step, and that is the love of liberty. The government has no right to tell me how to live my life, and all individuals should promise they shouldn't initiate violence against other people, and get your freedom back. Those crowds we had in 08 and 12. Those young kids, and I was really impressed because when I said, "That's nice," "Oh yeah, we don't like the draft and we don't like this and all this," I said, "Yes, but one rule is if you screw up and you have all this and you go out on an adventure and it doesn't work, you can't crawl to the government to go to your neighbor and steal some money to bail you out." And you know what? The applause generally was, very good for that. But it's a tough job, especially when the free lunch is so tempting, and the shift from it is overwhelming. But the liquidation will occur. The debt disappears. And I said, when is that going to happen? Well, it happens all the time because they say we have an inflation rate of 3, 4, 5. It's probably 10 or 12. They say the inflation of the prices is going up 10%, and our dollar's going down 10%. You've just liquidated a bunch of debt. Your money, the debt goes down in real terms, and I think that's a scheme of the government. So when they print money, they steal the value out of your wallet. You don't even know it. And but the real debt can go down, and that's why if it gets out of hand, then you have Zimbabwe, and they print billions and billions.
Ellie, what's up? How you doing?
Everybody gets paid off.
Good to see you.
A lot of that is starting already, and
We
that's what happens. I don't believe that the country's going to wise up, even though I believe strongly that the educational efforts made by many who believe like you, and you're involved and you're doing something, and to be able to talk with you gives me a lot of encouragement that there are people out there, and I don't know how many, but I can bet you that you already have influenced a lot of people.
Well,
so
Ron Paul,
sir,
I'm only in this chair because of your work and Aaron Russo's work, and we're just trying to continue to educate America, and I thank you for that kind message. This has been decades in the making. Your career, warning about monetary collapse. Do you see today's election as our last chance to peacefully reform the system?
No, I don't believe that. I'm not a nihilist where it's over and done with. Where people have to, but what it depends. It's going to, the form is going to change, and but the Marxists, the cultural Marxists, their main job is chaos in the streets, and they're doing a pretty good job with all this wokeism and
Ron
stuff.
Paul calling it out.
They've been so successful in this. So because their theory is chaos in the streets will open up the doors for their type of Marxism.
Yep.
And I would say, okay, we're not going to stop the chaos. It's out there, but we're going to use it to introduce the idea of sound money. This week, I would say I had a little boost in encouragement that somebody in a much higher position than myself was saying, maybe Ron has the right idea about the Federal Reserve.
So JD Vance, he's taking a liking to your message. We're finding out Elon Musk has been following you. What's your reaction when that news suddenly broke and Elon starts quote tweeting you? You guys are going back and forth. JD Vance is talking about you. What was your reaction when that happened?
Well, I was very pleased, but it isn't. That's not my goal, and I recognize that. I recognize my limitations. But what I recognize is, as clumsy as I may be, and as many people have joined us in many ways, we're making progress. There's people out there. They
You
can't
always
do
have,
that.
sir.
They can't start saying, let's take on the Fed and we're going to cut the budget $2 trillion. I mean, that's great discussion. And they say, well, it's tough how to do that. But my argument is, when it collapses with a total bankruptcy of the country and a currency crisis, it's a lot messier than that. But to me, it's the most important thing is to get more people to understand. And I guide a lot of people. I'm sure you heard, and I'm sure you're aware of it. You guide people toward the Austrian School of Economic Policy because it explains the business cycle and it's based on some moral standard, and American traditions fit into that. So that the information is there. It wasn't, the understanding of the market, the understanding of the Austrian economists wasn't available for Adam Smith. And Adam Smith, he was very, very good, obviously. But I think Mises was advanced in his economic thinking.
Now, before we go, one final question. Donald Trump's watching right now. Elon Musk is watching. What advice do you have for them as they venture, Donald Trump going back into the swamp and Elon Musk about to join you going back into the swamp?
Well, that'd be pretty presumptive that I should give them advice, but in a way, our program is designed for that purpose. And today we talked about being cautious because Trump has mentioned that maybe he wasn't cautious enough on appointments. So
Yes.
and so we
I think he's
talked
going to do a
about
great
the
job this
various
time.
people up for possibility, and it's good for me. It's going to be soft sell. Point it out and let people know why you might be opposing some of these individuals, because some of them are heroic. They're very well accepted by the public. So that to me is, I've never thought that I was going to wave a wand and everybody was going to be converted. I'm always pleasantly surprised at the number of people who do respond, and I'll just continue to do what I'm doing, just trying my best to understand it. I figure that my job is to do the best I can in understanding the transition. What do you do? What do you do with people on food stamps? What's going to happen? How are they going to live? Well, you have to answer that question. What if you live in Venezuela? How are you going to live? But no, there's lots of transitions you can work, but they first have to understand the basic fundamentals of what a free society about, and that is individuals who run their own lives, and there's going to be no aggression by government in our lives, in our economic policies, nor in the affairs of foreign nations.
There we
Congressman
go.
Paul, thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to having you back again.
That's true.
Great, Gary. Good to be with you again.
Good to be
All
with you
right.
as well.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I know Gary was happy as can be about that interview. Ron Paul is Ron Paul. And if he can be part of the Department of Government Efficiency, we are in a great spot. I look forward to that happening. I think that'll be a great thing for him and a great guiding force and someone that will stick to the Constitution and make sure that we stick to the Constitution. All right. Let me see here. What we got here? Let's do some more break. Let's do some quick breaking news here. Some things that have come out, and then we'll get to the meltdowns. I promise you. I know everybody wants to see the meltdowns. We're gonna watch the meltdowns. I got some new ones maybe you haven't seen yet. So there you go. But let's take a look at this right here from Vigilant Fox over on X. And away we go.
The left-wing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors
Sue
who
doctors.
have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will invest.
Does anybody remember me saying that the future is a bunch of detransitioned children, adults that were transitioned as children against their will and manipulated into it, and that the lawyers of the world should that are going to go into law should go into that kind of law because that's going to be the big wave? He just kicked the door open for that.
Investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female.
Yes, that means it gets taken out of every other category. That means you can't go in private business and everything and put all that bullshit on a application. You can't celebrate some kind of weird stuff like that. You have to it's male and female. That's the way it is. This is what he's doing right here is taking back control of language, right? And we on our big board here, our Veils of Perception board, one of the root cause issues we have is the establishment's ability to control language, right? This is him putting a root cause solution in place that will prevent that from happening. You can't just go in and overwrite language and control language. It's a God level power.
And they are assigned at birth. Under my leadership, this madness will end. Thank you very much.
All right. That was awesome. I think that was already on his website, so I don't know how breaking that was, but just to remember, that's what's going to happen. That's what he said on day one. Promises made, promises kept. Just like in 2016, he's going to be doing the same thing. Promises made, promises kept. All right. There was another thing that was breaking. Where's it at? Okay. I'm getting stuff as it comes in. Shelly, did you send me the thing about Japan? I was looking through and I didn't see it. So can you make sure I have that? Can you just resend that to me so it's top of oh, here we go. Top of my our DMs so I can see it. All right. This is really good. More breaking news, how to break the problem. New York City has had enough. New York City has had enough. And here's how they're going to start addressing this issue with migrants and getting a free ride.
News, the mayor just announced that the city will no longer.
Sorry. Trying to turn the volume up. Let's do it again. New York City has had enough. And here's how they're going to address migrants getting a free ride.
News, the mayor just announced that the city will no longer issue vouchers to migrants to pay for food, ending a controversial program that had repeatedly come under attack by conservatives and others.
This pilot program in New York City, drenched in both humanity and controversy, distributed debit cards to migrant families staying in city-funded hotels and allowing them to buy their own food. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Onier following the breaking news for us. Josh?
Well, Bill, it's a program that, as you say, generated plenty of controversy, but now its absence may raise even more questions. The so-called Immediate Response Cards pilot program was designed to help feed migrant families who'd found themselves in New York with no way to afford food. The one-year contract provided what the city described as culturally relevant food to 2,600 migrant families, allowing them to basically buy what they wanted. A family of four with two kids under 5 got about $350 per week to cover food in a program the city said would actually save taxpayers millions a year. It also reduced food waste. You may remember the food the city had been providing in migrant shelters was seen as not culturally sensitive to the needs of some migrant groups.
You better eat it if you're hungry.
To waste.
You better not worry about
more
whether
than
it's
a year, the
sensitive
city
or
was
not.
groaning under
I
the weight
wouldn't
of more than
consider-
200,000 asylum seekers. Officials say the migrant population has actually reduced lately. In fact, a massive shelter on Roosevelt Island is in the process of closing. In the meantime, Mayor Adams spoke on the phone yesterday with President-elect Donald Trump, who had vowed during his campaign to mass deport migrants. Aside from congratulating him on his win, though, Adams today would not say what they discussed.
That's right, Crown. That's right, Crown. Got it here. You're supposed to pop back up there. Yeah, the real impact of setting gender binary is solidifying capitalism, private property ownership. One angle of socialists will have a harder time subverting. Yeah, exactly. Because it's also a divisive place. Of course, they're going to have, look, everything that we try to set right, they're going to try to protest. Let's just get ready for it. Everything's going to be a big protest, a big show, a big optics show, right? Every time we try to set things right, and we really just have to minimalize it and just be like, okay, yeah, well, it never should have been that way in the first place. You know, the fact that it got that way, it was because the system was corrupt, and the fact that it's going away means that the system is getting less corrupt. That's all it means. So they're protesting less corruption. So you have to know how to take a look at what they're doing, what it means, and then put it back in the correct light. These people are going to be protesting the diminishing corruption in our system, and every time they do it, we're going to call it out for what it is. These are the pro-corruption people. They are the pro-corruption people. They want to corrupt the family, the individual, the government, everything, right? They're pro-corruption, and we're anti-corruption. Anti-corruption. All right. Let's see. Yep, this term it will be way better this term. We already see the dream team assembling. Supposedly he wants to put Betsy DeVos back in the Department of Education, and I don't think she did enough to get woke out of schools. Well, I mean, I think we're just going to get rid of the Department of Education. I think that putting anybody in there would just be a stopgap to ending it. It needs to end. And if we're going to have a Department of Education, we need to have one that promotes and puts out solution culture type of education with preventative measures like the trivium and other things that we've discussed in solution culture that would prevent kids from falling for subversion and prevent subversion from getting to kids. I think this is the solution. That's the free speech solution to it, because the other way around is that we take all yes, we got to block critical theory out of and all its forms out of education. Yes, we do that by taking the funding away from it and de-incentivizing people to go into it, making those jobs worthless, making their efforts and their energy worthless to them, de-incentivize it. We can go ahead and burn books and shoot. We just watched Am I Racist last night? Shelly and I did, and there's bookstores out in Colorado and other places that are just full of subversion, like Marxist subversion to the core. And we're going to watch Am I Racist coming up on Old School Watch Party Sundays, not this week, but in future weeks. It'll probably be the next documentary or movie we watch. I don't know. Is it a documentary or a movie? It's kind of both. So we'll figure that out, but I have it saved. We're going to watch it. So don't you worry about that. It's great, by the way. And it's a little frustrating, and then it ends on like a really good note. It's funny, man. And you'll see a lot of the stuff that Gary scam a lamb, a ding dong Gary Lamb, not to be confused with based, cool, awesome Gary Franchi, very different people, but that he brought to the show that we did together, repairing history together with Gary the Scam Lamb, and a lot of stuff he was bringing to me, trying to get me to look at, was this subversive stuff. And I didn't know. I mean, I'm just going by what he brought to the show and to give him my honest takes on it. And he didn't like my honest takes because I was like, this is bullshit. That's what it is. Anyways. So yeah, some of that stuff was in the movie. In fact, a lot of it was in there. So it goes to show you that Gary, the Scam Lamb, was on my show, interacting with me in a very dishonest, and you guys, Yep, that's right. You said the word, so I got to play at least a little bit of the clip. But he was being very dishonest with all of us the entire time. And this documentary that we saw shed some light on that. I mean, I kind of already figured it by the way he ended things, but he was very dishonest with all of us.
Where's the money, girl? Where's the money? Can't keep running no more. The truth, Shelly needs a cash, no more acting uncouth. Pay up what you owe, don't make us get rough. You mess with the wrong crew, now you're playing tough. Where's the money, Gary? Where's the money? Better pay what you owe.
Yep, don't you worry. The election's in the bag now, and he's gonna pay what he owes. actually, he's probably not going to pay what he owes because he's, he never does pay what he owes, but he will meet justice, and I will be releasing more about that as time goes on. I haven't forgotten. We had to refocus. We didn't have time for that clown. We had to focus on the election. So don't you worry. The case numbers and all that stuff will be coming out very shortly. But we got to get through this and celebrate. Enough about that Skamalama ding dong. Check this out. Where's Cuomo? He's still not back in everybody's trust yet, but watch him shut down Maxine Waters. This is so good.
What is the lesson that your party should have learned?
Well, the Democratic Party worked very hard, and they raised, substantial sum of money. We had great candidates, and so Trump had a following, basically generally led by whites. White males voted in big numbers. He had a few from the other race groups that joined in, like the Latinos at 45%, and black men at about the same rate that they did when they voted for him before, at about 20%. That combination won. And so it is not that Democrats did not work hard, did not do a great job. We had an unusual situation where we had a black woman, which this country has never seen before. A combination of all of those things led to his win.
I will not push back on the idea that race and sex matter in American politics. I think they do. I don't know that it was the controlling variable, and you don't suggest otherwise. To me, it seemed to be that the Democrats thought Trump stinks is enough. And Senator Bernie Sanders said something that reminded me of you, which is why I wanted you on the show tonight, Maxine, which is Democratic Party used to be, we are all about doing for working people. That's what we do. That's what Mario Cuomo's party, that's what Maxine Waters' party was. You are now seen as not that, even by Bernie Sanders.
Look at that old sourpuss. Old sourpuss. Oh, man. Mad Maxine, the instigator. She turned whistles to her base. Let's see. Did that one. Oh, yeah. Let's go take a look at who brought this up earlier. Someone brought up 20 million. I think it was Scott that brought this up. The 20 million mystery voters that suddenly appeared in 2020 and then suddenly disappeared. No one had ever seen them before in history. There they were for one night, and now they seem to be all gone again. But check this out from now super based Joe Rogan. We'll see, at least for a moment. And let's make sure the volume's up because it always comes in at half cocked.
What do you think about that thing I sent you today that compares the number of people that voted in 2020 versus the number of people that voted in 2024 and in 2016?
Jacob.
Sure does look strange.
And in 2012. Have you seen it, Jamie? Yeah. It's so crazy. You look at it and you go, is this real? Oh, here it is. Because it doesn't seem to make any sense, because this is like one of the most consequential elections ever. I think everybody's pretty aware of that, and everybody is very dug in on their side. The left, he's Hitler; the right, he's saving us. And so more people voted. At least the indication would be as much people voted in 2020, if not more. Probably more people voted. But let's look at the numbers. Like, look at the difference in how many people voted for Biden in 2020. It's unprecedented. It's way higher than any other time since 2012, and I'm sure probably.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and again, Obama. I mean, look, I don't like Obama. He's a red diaper baby Marxist, right? But Joe Biden did better than Obama. I mean, look, usually they're going to be straight across the line here. Like, they're going to vote for Democrats no matter what, right? So you'd expect them to do the same as Obama, but to do that much better? Come on, man.
Before that, there was less people back then, right? So if you go back to when I was a kid, there was only like 200 million people in this country.
Yeah, and to be clear, 2012 and 2016 were not low turnout years.
No, they're
Like,
all consistent.
yeah.
This is what's crazy. They're consistent. Look, they're all like 60. Look at where the number is. It's all like 65 million. Is that what it says? So that's all the same every fucking time except 2020. In 2020, it goes way the fuck
too.
up. Look at it. It's like 80 what? Is it 82? Is that what it was?
Like 81 and change.
81.
Yeah.
So it goes up a fucking sizable chunk.
Yep. Thank you, Fox. Vigilant Fox, that is. All right. Close these down so I don't get confused by all of these tabs. All right. Let me check my back over here. Oh, this is good. We'll bring in old clickbait Benny. We'll talk to Benny here. He's on the right side. He's on the right side. He has different ways of doing things, but that's all right. We like Benny. We like him. All right, here we go. Check this out, guys.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term. Because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time. And we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. And I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
We've been warning people on the show, Mike. This isn't the same Trump administration. Stop messing around. Don't rig elections. Don't illegally vote. Don't try the funny business, because we know the team this time and they are not effing around.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James.
That is right. Big Tish James. Big Tish James better get the Big Tish message, man. You better get the Big Tish message, because we are not messing around, y'all. No more. No more messing around. That was the interview one. Okay, pull that down. Okay, yeah, we're gonna watch that in a little bit. And let me just keep going. There's some, like I said, we're gonna have, this is gonna be the new format of like a lot of news coming out. This was pretty funny. Some of you might have seen this, but this is pretty good. I gotta play this one. Steve Guest on the Morning Joe. This is some serious cope going on here. It's so funny. Watch this.
I want to talk about economy for a second. A few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, somebody who was going to be voting for Kamala Harris came up to me and said, "Oh my God, Trump's going to win." I go, "Why is that?" He goes, I went to the grocery store. Butter's over $3. I kind of laughed and I said, "Well, that's kind of reductive, isn't it?" Said it to myself. To him, I smiled and I said, "Good point." But it actually, everything we're hearing after the election is,
I'm just saying, the $7.
What's that?
The $7.
What's that? Butter is $7?
Yeah.
Hi, Cora, what's up?
What?
Some
Is
places.
it framed in gold?
Yeah, what kind of
butter?
Depends
Anyway.
on where you go. But
Okay, well, yeah, okay.
$7.
Well, anyway, my point is this, Willie. The rent is too damn high, and this guy was saying the cost of butter is way damn too high.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was a bit reductive. It ended up being just the point that if you look at the cost of groceries, if you look at the cost of gas, if you look at the cost of things compared to 4 years ago, it was a very simple answer for working class Americans. Things just cost too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question.
The rent
about
too
it.
damn
7.
high. The rent too damn high. Remember that guy? Do you guys remember the rent too damn high guy? That guy was great. I love that guy. The rent too damn high. He had a political party named that. He ran for president. All right. Let me see here. So many good meltdowns, Madcore. So many good ones. I actually I have a new outro that's going to highlight that thanks to you. So let's see. Oh, here we go. A little bit off the base, but right on time. You guys are going to love to hear this. let me hang on to that. I'm gonna hang on to that because this guy, I have to check on this guy, this TPV Sean guy, because he put out some stuff the other day that wasn't real. So I don't know where he's getting his information from. So I have to pull the brakes on that. But if what he's saying is true, let me put it to you this way. Is there more to this, Jim? Okay. All right. So maybe he's getting it from this place. Oh, thank you, T-Rex. T-Rex, T3, Shelly, for doing the extra work on this. Okay, doing the extra work. I'm going to show you this. This is 9 minutes. All right. So here's the gist of what I'm talking about right now. Japanese officials named COVID mRNA vac most deadly drug in history of humankind. In a stunning declaration, Japanese scientists have labeled that thing the most deadly drug in the history of medicine, asserting that the individuals responsible for this global I'll just read the rest of this thing. I'll read it to you instead of listening to him. Global health crisis must be prosecuted. Recent investigations have revealed alarming connections between that COVID mRNA thing and significant spikes in over 200 of the world's deadliest diseases. Now, this is coming from a little bit of backup here from Dr. David Carlin, BMed Science. This looks like it's from 2014. So I just, again, I don't know if we're just getting this now or what, but if this is true, and I'm not sure if it's 100% or not, it seems like Japan may be leading the way and unveiling some things about that, and maybe leading the way and getting some people prosecuted for that epidemic and its solution, as rightly they should. So it seems like a lot of people have been misled about this, and there you go. What is this going on here? What's she saying? That's 12 minutes, so I'm like doing that without looking at it first. Oh, what is Millet? That's so low. Okay, Javier Millet of Argentina will be meeting with President Trump and Elon Musk very shortly. He has put out a message of congratulations to Donald Trump and looks forward to working with him. Amazing, amazing things. Let me see what this is. Is this loud enough? I hear music. Yeah, okay, I can't do that. That's definitely copyrighted music. All right. I know AC/DC when I hear it. It only takes me a couple notes or less. All right. I think we may have gotten that. Okay, I got one more thing to show you. I think just one more thing. Yeah. And then we're going to get to the meltdowns, guys. I got one more thing to show you. Just another great moment of worlds coming together. Let's see, how long is this? Okay, I'm going to start halfway in. Music. All right, bringing some of our favorite creators together, and on that magic night. And now after this, we're gonna get into the meltdowns. But you guys know him. You've heard about him. You know he's old school. He's on with old school Gary, and it's Mark Dice. Mark Dice actually called into the stream, and we'll watch a few minutes of this.
Oh, they're so gross. They're such creeps.
Oh, they can't handle it, dude. They're all trying. They're in their cry closets right now, trying to figure it out. You know,
cry closets, dude. That was in Am I Racist documentary. I didn't know about the cry closets.
No, they're in severe psychological denial. Like you can just see, I have muted on the background. You can just see it in their faces. Like over the last hour or so, they started getting progressively more concerned. Even more, like Mark Cuban congratulated Trump and Elon.
Wow,
Mark Cuban, Rachel Maddow's lesbian sister.
Yeah, RC Cuban, whatever
He's been
seems to be
getting
calling
ripped
himself.
so hard.
You know what? We could put the
That's
news
Gary's
on
wife,
TV
by
up
the
there.
way.
I just don't have the remote for it. Do you see it on the floor?
Oh, I do.
Or-
I can't.
Oh,
got the champagne out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
celebrating.
And it's such good timing. You know, it's like a Hollywood movie, man. Right when all hope seems lost, then something happens and it all works out. You guys get remonetized.
Yeah.
Very good sign. 1 week before the election. I mean, now we got 4 more years, and then JD will take over. I mean,
Here's hoping.
I've been watching all the liberal networks, and they're in shock at how many Latinos have come over, how blacks have left the Democrat Party. I mean, it's going to be fantastic.
Oh, dude, they're going to be analyzing the demographic breakdown, and the Democrat Party is going to realize that, you know, going so far radically left with, you know, their drag queen story hour and their, you know, their denial of biology.
Yep.
And all the things they've been pushing for, you know, with
All the shark
children and
jumping.
surgery.
They went too far.
They went too far, and the American people see it, and like the majority of us are like, nah, we're not cool with that. You know?
Oh yeah, where's that?
Yeah.
Too?
And, you know, us YouTubers were always on the forefront of this because probably 10 years ago we started seeing all this stuff start happening.
Yep.
You know, people who weren't plugged into the news probably thought that we were
10 years ago,
overreacting
these guys have been
to
at it
just some niche
a very long time.
instances. But we were right.
Mark,
you know, we tried to tell everybody.
Talk to Angie for 1 second. I'm going to try to find this remote control. Hang on.
Cool. All right, I just want to show you a few moments of that. We won't spend much time on it, but yeah, those guys having a good time together. Old school. I mean, you're talking about 2 guys right there, myself included. 3 of us have been fighting this battle for a decade and a half. I know this is a new YouTube channel, but I did it in a different way back then. I've talked about it some here on the channel. I've done shows about it, but I was more of an online activist and like groups of people that were behind Ron Paul, making sure we were defending him and defending patriots from falling into grifts and things like that. There was so much going on, really. And these guys were broadcasting and putting out, you know, doing man on the streets. And Gary ran a super PAC. We've all been fighting against this corrupt establishment for a very long time. To see everything come together right now is just a beautiful thing. We're all enjoying the moment, and we're ready to still put our heads down and do more work to get this thing done. You know, we united against the divide and conquer tactics. Exactly, Levy, exactly. And I did say hi to Soulless Ginger. I hope you saw that, Soulless Ginger. Thank you for being here. Yes. Oh yeah. By the way, did you throw out a link to Snafu's channel, guys? Snafu has been making videos. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers yet, but let's put his. I saw your video. I meant to put it out. I went and gave you a like on that. And so Snafu comes to the channel, supports the channel. Let's support his. And you guys, maybe that'll inspire you to make more videos. But you did a good job with the thank you, Wolfram. I'm sure you did. You did a good job with the AI images. I thought they're really clean and crisp. Well, you know, you want to do something. You're trying to do something. We'll support you. We'll give you some subs. All right, we'll do that. All right, so let's go over to the Meltdown folder. And that is this over there? Well, let's save that one for a little bit. Let's get into some of the really, really good ones. I don't even know where to start. There's so many. All right. Well, some of the funniest. Let me do it like this. These are all newest, right? Newest. Okay. I'm just gonna run through them, man. We'll just have some fun with all these. There's so many. And Mark's gonna be our head troll on this, so he just keeps putting them out. So I'm just like, I keep grabbing his, and he's always fun to do this kind of stuff with. So we'll feature him a good deal tonight. But we're gonna more so look at these these people. You know, dude, it's I want to thank each and every one of these poor woke establishment mind control victims. By the way, I want to thank each one of them for putting out these videos. I want to encourage them to keep doing it. Slidey Pie, what's up? How you doing over there? Over there on Rumble. Thank you guys for tuning in on Rumble and X. You guys rock. I just want to encourage each and every one of you, you Kamala voters, to please keep putting these videos out. Please keep putting them out. You're doing a great job. I think it's important that you put these out and just keep doing it. All right, let's go.
The liberal meltdowns have only just begun. The denial, the rationalization, the memory holding of what the liberal media and the Democrat Party did or tried to do to America. But first, subscribe to my channel if you're new here. We're almost at 1.9 million subscribers, and check back on a regular basis. There are countless clips like this, so I'll just show you a highlight of some of the best, like this young woman.
This is all pretty great. Like we're just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and everything's gonna go back to the way it'll be a psych. It'll be like a really bad dream, and none of this will have ever happened.
They're crying
Denial. You're seeing denial
into their phone and then posting it on the internet for the entire world to see.
Right? Like it'll be like the first time, and then we're all gonna pull through fine in 4 years.
But wait, there's more.
Correct? Please, someone tell me. I can tell you one thing right now, marriage is the farthest thing from on the table currently. So they screwed the pooch on that one if they thought that any of this was going to actually help with the whole family and kids department and lowering birth rates, because no.
There's anger. Yeah. And see, the thing about it is that there's, with this type of mentality, you shouldn't be breeding. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing, and you know what? The sane women and the base women are going to be having these babies, and they're going to be having more of them, right? Because the world's going to be a better place. So no, this is all working out just fine.
Not even any semblance of thoughts I had or hope for that is completely going to be a no thanks for me.
That's good news.
Love. I think I would ever even dare bring a child into this country now. It was rough
That's self-correcting issue.
before. Now, no.
Well, some lucky guy out there dodged the bullet on this one. Thank you, Donald Trump.
Y'all want to violate my stuff? I don't give a f about none of that, because all the people that's violating my freaking live right now are Trump supporters.
I think she's
Look at can you get a bigger nose ring, please?
Complaining about the comments on her Instagram live. Those who are violating my live? Or is she saying violating my life? I can't really understand this jive talk.
Y'all the only ones happy about this shit right now. Y'all the only ones. Y'all see I got my blue on. I had to cry so much that my blue went up. I have to wear red because it's my freaking job. If I didn't have to wear this stupid ass color, I wouldn't be wearing it. Trust and believe me.
Believe that, yo. This gender non-binary TikTok astrologer is perhaps the most shocked because, well, this carbon-based life form obviously should have been able to foresee the future if astrology
What's
wasn't
up?
just
How you
complete
doing?
lunacy.
For the astrology girlies, I just want to know, I have been studying from all those charts, and it looks like she is not only going to win, but she is going to be winning a second term the next 8 years. And her chart
is so
is
funny.
really strong. Trump's not so much. Okay, so
Yeah. So she read the charts. This is a professional astrologer, guys. Read the charts. They came out exactly the way she saw what she wanted to see, right? And then here's the aftermath.
I was wrong. A lot of astrologers were wrong. A lot of us were wrong.
Oh no! Well, I wonder why.
All of you are lunatics.
But if you think that right now is the time to tell me that you don't believe in astrology, who gives a about astrology right now, dude? Who literally?
What? That you're a professional astrologer. You should care about this. You should care about how you got it wrong.
Really cares about that?
Morons do.
That is like the least of our worries. This is my career. I have built a life off of reading the stars for people and getting it right.
And you just botched perhaps the
Yeah.
biggest outcome in American history.
Right?
This-
It's like oh look, here's your favorite one, T-Rex. It's like what was her name? The psychic hotline lady, right? Her business went bankrupt and she didn't see it coming. Psychic hotline didn't see it coming.
Carbon-based life form may take the cake for the most unhinged, however.
I'm sorry. No.
Miss Clea.
No. Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
Yes, we do. Would you like to
Oh my goodness gracious. Wouldn't she just be a pleasure to be around? Wouldn't you just love to be around someone who throws little temper tantrums like that all the time and is all aggressive and angry? That woman's gonna end up in jail. Anybody want to bet? Anybody want to bet me she's probably already been there, right? Yeah, you're right. She's probably already been there. Hello. She just threw her entire career out the window. I don't know what that career was, but whatever it is, it's gone. Oh man, who gives an F about that? I reject your reality and insert my fantasy. That's right, Scott.
struggle, holding back tears. Chunk Uger over
Cry
at the
for me,
Young
baby.
Turks,
Cry.
the Young Jerks.
These Democratic leaders are simpletons. They're servants of the donor class. So they go in there like, oh, donor, give me money, please. And I made an ad. I'm Kamala Harris. I'm full of joy.
See, his shtick is that the Democrats aren't far enough left. And so he attacks them and then has attracted an audience of absolute lunatic far leftists. And like all of the left,
Me too.
he accuses
Me
others
too.
of
Me
what he
too.
himself is guilty of. Although in this case, he actually is correct about the Democrats being grifters, but then obviously he himself is one and either is in denial about it or just a clever con man. I'm going with option A.
Okay, well, what did that get you? And they say, oh, Jake, you're too angry. Too angry? What? You think, does Donald Trump look like he's kind? Does he look like he's in a good mood? I mean, no, people want.
He's literally gotten flames like just pouring out of the background.
Some sort of reaction from their politicians. They want them to represent them, to fight for them. But
are those tears I'm starting to see well up in his eyes?
That has never occurred to a Democrat outside of Bernie Sanders, and probably we never will. So look, I have no interest in listening to a single Democratic politician ever again.
Well, sir, that's one thing that we can both agree on, with the exception of the next few days and weeks as we continue to monitor the meltdown. Here are the old bags on The View.
So, how you feel? Yeah, but my takeaway is that the system works.
Notice that they're pretending that they weren't completely unhinged, that this isn't the rise of Adolf Hitler, as they had been saying for the last 2 weeks, nonstop. Now it's just democracy working, and it's an amazing comeback.
We live in a democracy. People spoke. This is what people wanted. I vehemently disagree with the decision that Americans made, but I feel very, very hopeful that we have a democratic system in this country. We should value it. We should love it.
But I thought Donald Trump's victory was going to undermine our democracy. Now she's celebrating it. Of course, there are renewed calls to censor or regulate, as the Democrats say, social media, because thankfully we were able to beat Operation Mockingbird this time around.
I'm surprised at the result, but I'm not surprised. As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country.
Notice her racist in-group preferences.
Ellie loves the word
Kamala's
democracy.
policies, which were garbage. Not her qualifications, which were none. Only because of her race and her gender. A typical DEI hire.
And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country.
That one,
of course.
This is the one, and this
we all
will
think
be
like you
a
do.
recurring theme now for the next, well, for eternity.
Well, it would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is DC and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social media.
Rogue corporations, meaning Elon Musk buying Twitter and thankfully loosening the rules. And
Look,
again,
where's the
still
communism?
not free speech. It's
Where's the
freer speech.
authoritarianism? Oh, wait, we don't
finally
want
has
that?
come
Oh, yes,
around
we
quite
do.
a bit. He did restore Alex Jones after about a year of taking over. And still some other people, Gavin McInnes had to start a new account. His account wasn't restored. And others like Jared Taylor still haven't been restored. But conservative ink folks aren't going to go to bat for him because they don't want to be labeled racist. Should we look at a few more libs on TikTok melting down? I think we shall.
How did we get here? How did we get here? What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now?
We're making America great again.
All I can say is how dare you? You voted for that man.
How dare you? God, you can't even be original. Yeah, would you run from this?
Voted for anybody other than Kamala, and you live in one of the states that it was, close. Or if you didn't vote,
Taylor.
See, dude, that's you. I saw that coming, man. That woman should have been born with a red flag on her forehead.
Lorenz, remember her who broke down at the tears after she got some mean comments after she doxed the woman who runs the Libs of TikTok Twitter account? She posted a picture of the infamous pussy hat saying, "All right, ladies," which is actually sexist. It should be all right, people of all genders and no gender. Who's ready to break these back out? Certainly not old Joe, that's for sure.
Make
Remember
sure we
when
know who
he
you are
donned
so we
a
stay
MAGA
awake.
hat, which then sparked this meme. Thank you, Joe, for all you've done for us, especially that October surprise, calling us all garbage. Perfect. There you go. Thank you, Joe. You rock. And by the way, the famous Liberal Tears mug, which I debuted after Donald Trump's victory in 2016, is back in stock in my online store at markdice.com. So head on over there or click the link in the description below and check it out.
All right, well, we got to, I think that set us up perfectly for this next clip here. This is so good. Hold on. Old bad touch Biden. You know, that's his name around here. But dude, he is one happy old man today. Let's take a
Wait, that's it? Weird, creepy, crazy. No way. Dude, he's happy Trump won.
Look at that.
He's happy Trump won. Look at him. He's having a great time. Look at that smile. Joe, where'd your 20 million votes go? Can somebody ask that? Hey, libs. Hey, press. Can you ask that?
20 million diehard Joe Biden fans didn't show up because of what they did to him. Dude, run with that, Joe. Run with that. Look at this. Hey, have you seen a happier guy? Have you seen a happier guy, y'all? I mean, look at this, man. Look at this is so good. Oh man, I've never actually enjoyed watching him smile before ever. Yeah, I can't blame him. Can't blame him. Hey, he gets to retire saying he's the only guy who ever beat Trump. And I guess we can deal with that to get our country back. But I truly believe that Joe and Jill Biden voted for Trump. I mean, Joe wore red to the polls. Yep, he did report on that. We did report on that. That is amazing. Biden addresses nation after Trump victory. The big smile. I love the headline. The headline is so good. This is right there. Let's just enjoy this for a second, man. I mean, oh boy, that is so funny, man. It is so funny. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's off the hook for failures inherited by Harris, who betrayed him. She failed to outperform Joe in every county in the nation. That's right. That's right. I mean, it's so good. It's so good. So much talk about Jill's red dress too. It's so good. Oh my goodness, man. Well, congratulations. Joe Biden just seems to always come out on top of things for some reason. I don't know how he does it. Slippery Joe, that's what they call him. He's slippery as can be. He's slippery as can be. All right. Where were we on the celebration train here? Right here. Okay. Is that how I'm doing it? Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Maybe a little bit of this one. We got to bring in all the good creators here that we feature to get in on the fun with us. You know how it is. We're all on the same team. We might not agree all the times, but we're all on the same team. But here's a little bit of this. We got this on winning speed. Yes, we do. Let's go.
On this, a most auspicious of days, my friends, I give you a collection. I give you a collection of cope and seethe because you deserve it. Because you have suffered through high gas prices, high rent, a bad economy in general. The jobs report that just came out was miserable.
All right.
I'm sorry. No.
One more time for T-Rex.
Why?
One more time for T-Rex.
Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
I just don't understand why we can't have a female president. Like,
look at this. Look at this poor scene right here. I love this. She's got the blanket on. She's got the lights out. She can't get off the couch, right? She can't. It's just so bad. She's like crying her. I just couldn't sleep. I can't sleep. What's up, Solo Tincher? Just Dawn, how you doing? Oh man, she just can't do it. Oh,
like how much more qualified and intelligent and like perfect for the position do we have to be?
Qualified and intelligent. Where is she watching this at? Oh, who's she talking? Is she talking about Kamala?
Like, why?
I can't believe Trump's actually going to win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, so to be fair, this is Boogie. He's a troll. I don't believe that this was real, but I guess some people out there will probably believe it. You can see down in the corner at Camelot, and other people are watching this.
So pissed off. Fuck. God damn it.
I know they're not buying
The
it.
President of the United States.
The U.S. President is Donald Trump.
For the astrology girlies, I just
We saw this girl already.
We're wrong.
Yeah, you're
I'm
definitely
no
wrong.
longer
Seen 34 felony convictions. This is not 2016.
If it was that close, you guys should be putting this thing away if that was the case.
Hey, girl. This is not.
Yeah,
we have seen his.
He won him in 2016.
real life happening.
In all three of the blue wall states.
He won him in 2016.
We're not in 2016.
No,
we have seen his reaction to COVID. We've seen January 6th insurrection. We've seen 2 impeachments. We've seen 34 felony convictions. This is not 2016.
If it was that close, you guys should be putting this thing away if that was the case.
Hey girls, so just so you know, IUDs will last throughout the entirety of his presidency. So if you want to have somewhat of a choice over your body, you should probably go get one.
What? What does that mean? What is she talking about, guys? What do you think she's talking about right here? You should go get one so you can have a choice over your body. You could have got one in the first place. You know, there's a plethora of birth control options besides post conception birth control.
Look, I wasn't going to sleep, but do y'all
Right.
see this? Do you see it? Let me move in close. Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? What is going on, Trump 2020?
She's trolling them. She's trolling them.
I wasn't going to sleep until I see it. And look what I see. Look what I see. It is over. He flipped the world red. It is over. He flipped the world red. Trump 24.
Black voters came through for Kamala Harris. White women voters did not. That is
You hear that, white women?
what it appears happened in that state, is that if you can't flip enough white women, and we've talked about this on this set numerous times, is that you have a state where you've got a 6-week abortion or a 12-week abortion. I think theirs might be 12 weeks.
Yep.
But it's a state where women lost their reproductive rights, where there was a very heavy push to get women to focus on not putting in place, electing, putting back into the White House the person who was responsible for taking those rights away and restoring them. But that message obviously was not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy. And, God bless Shannon Watts, who's tried to have that conversation. But if people are receptive to it, and if people vote more, party line or more on race than on gender and on protecting their gender, there's really not much more that you can do but tell people what the risks are.
Yeah. So she's like, screw the race baiting. Let's just go for let's just go for the division between the sexes. So let's, if the division between the races isn't working, you have to take it a step back to the battle of the sexes, the division between men and women that we've tried to foment for centuries now. That's what we have to do. That's, if you have to go one step back and one step back, that's what it's all about.
And leave it to them to do the right thing.
The crazy thing to me is that if this guy does end up winning again, all of the people who voted for him will be like happy and they'll just be celebrating.
Yep,
and everyone
that's
else,
true.
everyone who feels bad for him
TEDx
is
showed up.
scared. Like we're scared for our lives. We're scared for our friends. Like you have pro-life women dying because their doctors are scared to treat them. Because of
This woman needs to turn her television off. I mean, we saw a little clip of her earlier. Right?
the
Here's the full one.
repercussions of his last presidency. How did we get here? How did we get here?
TEDx for the win,
To know
baby.
that there is that much
fixed it.
ignorance,
We get
and
shit
that much
done.
hate in this
We get it
country. It's so terrifying. It's so terrifying. How could you do this? How can you claim to be a Christian or anyone of moral values and support someone when
This is a woman who knows nothing about being a Christian.
every word out of his mouth is hate, when he wants to pardon people who took over the Capitol? Do not do this to people that you love and care about. If you have a woman in your life, if you have an LGBTQ person in your life, if you have anyone in your life who's not white, how did we
Not
get
white.
here?
Anyone that's not white. Boy, that mind control is real. Mind control is real.
Someone tell me, please. Someone really tell me, please. Because the only way I see it is that, like, either he cheated and that was his secret, or this country is built on so much hate, and we might never get out of this. If you voted for him, you
I
are
love the
dead to me.
inflections in her voice.
Go ahead and block me. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I really don't.
Donald Trump, I've known a long time. He will self-destruct. The problem that I see is not Trump. The problem is that those that can be appealed to in this way and how we've got to bring this country together. And we cannot do it by being like January 6th ourselves. There would not be a January 6th on our side. We will deal with this in a dignified way and try to put the pieces together. So we've lost. But we lost a battle. The war is not over.
Well,
Rev,
let's talk about, you talk about gender and race. Let's talk about race.
Over, but
Donald Trump fared very well with Hispanic voters, especially Hispanic men. The numbers are coming in still a little early, but I think he did.
Hold on 1 second. We got to do something more celebrating here. More celebrating.
Oh my.
Zach, thank you for the $2 super chat. Stock market higher than Hunter Biden right now. Yeah, so is Bitcoin, by the way. I'm totally upset that I had to spend my crypto in the past year to get by. It kind of sucks. It kind of sucks because I had some Bitcoin. I kind of got on way up. I wish I had invested in it earlier before it took that big jump, man. Now I got to play the bull market again. It's like, man. I wish I could have just let it ride. But you know what? We've got to keep the cause going on. Let's get back to it. Thank you, Zach.
Better with black men than was expected in the past. What do you think pushed that, especially with the Hispanic voters?
Look at how mad he is about that.
Donald Trump as much as they did, because that made a big difference.
Come on,
I
call
think
him
that
in.
a lot of it was he
Race
was able
based.
to sell a lot of Hispanic voters that immigration was a threat to them, that some of
It is.
the people coming across the border was a threat to them. I
It
think
is.
that we've got to be honest, among
They are.
Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny. And I think
Oh my God! Now it went from race. See, it goes from race back to gender. He just did the same thing the other one did. He went from it's not about race now; it's about misogyny. That's their new tactic, is to slide backwards to misogyny from racism.
that we've got to deal with the reality that he appealed to this whole false macho thing that some black
false macho thing. What? Later that evening, he's in a diaper getting spanked, right?
men and some macho, Latino men went for.
Probably. Guys, they just called it. They just called it for Pennsylvania, Charlie. It has
Fox
been
just called.
Keep reporting it. Let's go, baby.
Charlie,
We got
what is
Trump
the
back in
number?
White House.
What is the number?
Is that it? Remember where you were when you realized that the Uniparty and all of these, just the establishment.
They are
just like everyone said, just in case we won Pennsylvania. I wouldn't even talk about it.
I don't know
Ladies and
why he
gentlemen,
is.
We've got Tasty Cake.
He just won Pennsylvania. Who said?
Oh, there's Dom.
A little bit better.
Check it out.
He won Pennsylvania. He won. I told you. I told you.
It's like gonna spike the football, man.
He's going crazy, y'all. He going crazy. He crashing out. Who reporting it, bro? Hold on. Calm down. Who reporting it? I don't see it, bro. He won. It's over. I don't see it.
It's over.
Bro, go to decision desk. He won.
It's over.
It's just decision desk. Bro, it's official. It's done. He won. He won.
Hey, Allie.
Back and forth on the magic wall, but they themselves obviously were waiting to see, were there any surprises in store? They were watching closely the gut check of North Carolina and Georgia, obviously.
And if they just say Trump bad, Democrats virtuous, they're going to keep losing, because it's,
Hey, Kenny, thanks for being
it's
here.
so widespread. This is not about just Donald Trump. This is about the Democratic Party and being radically disconnected from the rest of the country. Look at the map.
And lastly, because I can't believe I didn't hit this community yet, because I'm a part of it, to the women community, to the girlies who actually voted for Trump, to the girlies who are, pro-Trump, go fuck yourself, bitch. Literally, go fuck yourself, bitch. I hope you find
So
yourself in a
nasty.
situation where you can't get out of it anymore because you voted for a man that wouldn't even shake hands with a woman. And that's all
Living and so loving and tolerant. Evidently, she believes Donald Trump won't shake hands with the woman. Just put the first woman chief of staff in charge. So it's misogyny.
have to say to you.
So the news came out that Donald Trump won the presidency again.
Crazy place.
All you motherfucking coons that
Right.
voted for him, y'all niggas make me sick. Y'all doing it for the stimulus. Y'all ain't do nothing good with this first stimulus. So That's really the only reason y'all signed up for
He
it.
said coons, man. He called his friends and family that.
That's the only thing. It's nothing else. It is what it is. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna get back to hustling. I'm gonna get back to making moves, busting jokes, whatever. I'm getting right to it like nothing happened.
I'm terrified.
Really?
I was in the army. I know what kind of power a president holds. I know how it affects
You don't need to be in the army to understand things.
our troops. I know how it affects the families of the troops. We can't talk about politics, you know,
Mhm.
in that uniform.
Right.
And that takes
That's
away,
right.
that's one of the rights that we gave up when we signed the dotted line. It scares me just a little bit just because of the things that I know and the things that I've experienced. I just say that we're just going to have
I don't
to
get the
pray.
hate.
You think that's the main?
I don't. Those
Then I think it's
tattoos.
a hit when somebody like that is in office, or is it
What's
more
with
so
the
like
swirls?
the divide
I don't
amongst
even
the
know-
people?
I don't even know who these people
of people
are.
feeling like those old slave owners and those old people that was doing those things, are they back confident?
You mean the Democrats? You mean the Democrats, right? The Democrats, the party of the Klan, the old slave owners. Yeah, go ahead.
But then again, type shit. I ain't never went in a white neighborhood and they was like, yeah, we're back. Like, I never got that vibe. Like, them niggas still kind of hiding they shit, they racist shit.
A lot of people talk about the
Yeah, that's exactly because they have to be doing that. Because there's no other way, right? You either are a racist outwardly or you're a racist inwardly. That's the way that people like this think. This is a person who reads that book, Right Fragility, and believes it. Who goes to those breakfast table racist Marxist ladies and believes what they're saying. This is the kind of person who thinks like Gary.
what that Project 2025. I don't like the plan. And then they
Okay.
talked about for the police officers, the immunity.
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah.
The
Now
immunity
that's
for
why.
police
Now that's
officers?
why I
know
work
about
it.
it.
But that doesn't mean that's gonna pass either, though. That's his plan.
That's not his plan. That's your mind control condition. All right, let's move on to the next one here. I think we're back to man, these have just been coming out left.
The
and right.
2024 presidential meltdowns continue. Shock is Hitler. They won't be able to shock, but just like after the assassination attempt, when they tone things down for about a week or two, they will get back to their regularly scheduled programming.
Back to some of these.
declaring
He has the
Donald
most
Trump
entertaining
is
ones
Hitler.
out there. I'm
They won't
telling
be
you.
able to help themselves. But for now, we're blessed with headlines like this from the New York Times: Trump's America. Victory changes nation's sense of itself. That's right. This is Trump country. But before we get into all that, subscribe to my channel here and check back on a regular basis.
Yep,
This poor girl
she's
doesn't
lying.
think she's ever going to be able to go to work again because Kamala Harris lost.
How am I supposed to go to work?
Oh, now you got an excuse not to go to work. Okay.
Wait for
How
it.
am I supposed to go to work and do all of my normal daily activities when I know that we all just chose for things to get exponentially harder?
Or harder, meaning you're not going to get free handouts from the Democrat Party and they're not going to forgive your student loans. So yeah, you better get your butt to work, young lady.
This is a message to anyone who follows me.
Look at this
If
one.
you voted for Trump, unfollow me and block me. If
Anger. See, denial and anger. They can't accept it yet. They're still in the denial and anger phases right here. And maybe a little
you
bargaining.
didn't vote, unfollow me and block me.
Rawr.
The fact that it's this close means I've lost all hope in the American people. Like, it should not be this close. Why would anyone vote for this person? He's so evil. He's so demented.
That would be great,
Kamala's not
Memento.
perfect. We all know that.
She's a complete moron. And birds of the feather flock together.
Is
Yep.
anyone else having a meltdown?
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
thankfully,
You're not-
for
you're-
our
you're-
enjoyment, instead of them calling some of their girlfriends on the phone and talking like normal people used to, they are recording themselves melting down on the phone and then sharing it with the entire internet.
I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to wait. I'm so stressed. How you can't look out into the world, into the people of this country and see what's happening.
We're making America great again. That's what's happening.
Yep.
And how hard we're all fighting for rights not to be taken away.
What rights?
I personally think that if all of these men are voting to take our rights away, they don't deserve to touch a woman for the next 4 years. So, hope you thought that through, you guys.
Thank you for this
Anybody worried about this?
public service announcement, because Donald Trump voters would be best to definitely stay away from you and your kind.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid. Especially in Florida.
You know what the funny part is they're going to take this out on the liberal guys because the base dudes don't want nothing to do with all that, right? They're going to be with the base ladies. They'll be like, oh, you got to, I tell you what, right now, ladies, wearing Trump gear is the way to go. Just a little Trump gear here and there. You're going to have all kinds of dudes talking to you, right? That's the way to go because, that's, and please, all you Kamala ladies, put something on that identifies you as a Kamala lady. Please let us know that you're with the establishment. You'll just save us a lot of time.
Where Florida actually went for Donald Trump, meaning that the majority of citizens there supports the MAGA agenda. I don't think they'll have any problem.
Because me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement. That's my next plan.
good. You know, and every lesbian in the world just got excited over that too. Oh yeah, you don't need this dirty men. Come on into the tent. Come on in. Have you ever tried scissoring?
And I'm dead serious.
The 4B movement is a feminist idea where they refuse to
Or
date men,
fifth wave feminism coming up.
to get married, or to sleep with them, or to have children. So basically, it's a bunch of lesbians.
America, how can you do this to us again? What the fuck? How are we supposed to live another 4 years like this? What the hell? What did you do to us?
I don't know if this one is a troll or if this one is being sincere, but the fact that it's impossible to tell the difference shows just how whacked out these people are. A lot of people are sharing this online thinking that it's an authentic white dudes for Harris, but this is a known old school YouTube troll named Boogie2988. But this is entertaining, but this is just staged.
I can't believe Trump's actually going to win this thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so pissed off. Fuck! Damn it.
Just one more of the libs from TikTok melting down, and then we'll get into the news anchors' reaction, who are supposed to be professional and maintain their composure.
I was just walking down the street to go get my medication because I'm out and I need it for today.
I'm sure psychotic medication.
Then I saw a woman walking her 2 kids, and she had this look on her face.
Gutter
And I
face.
looked at her, we made eye contact. We
Or
both kinda
butterface.
nodded. Like we were both
Crazy.
just devastated. And you could just tell in her eyes.
She saw the nose ring and the haircut. She's like, oh yeah, this is one of those. Retards of the feather flock together. Okay. But it's not just young feminists who have been duped by the multi-billion-dollar information warfare machine into breaking down into tears. Here is Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, and his daughter, Ann Tampon Tim, who is surprisingly maintaining his composure a little bit better. As you can see, Ms. Emhoff, or whatever Doug's pronouns are, is breaking down. Here's a Clown News anchor on site as the mentally enslaved awaited Kamala's concession.
It has almost a funeral-like vibe. Despite the music that you hear playing in the background, people are very somber.
Oh, and there was a squirrel there
especially
too
the young
somewhere.
people. This is their first experience with the campaign in some cases, and their very first experience with a really tough loss.
I would add your co-anchor to that list because obviously he's having a really tough time as well. But not as rough of a time as this guy. I didn't catch his name, but I sure hope that MSNBC welcomes him back.
I mean, this says more about who we are as a country in this moment, that this overqualified African-American mixed-race woman did not win this race. And she lost it to a man who was a felon.
Trumped up charges. No
Jahan, what's up? Welcome, man. How you doing?
Who tried to overturn the will of voters in a free or fair election. You talked about the House.
Here's an MSNBC weekend host whose name isn't worth remembering. They brought onto the panel on election night, trying to come to grips with his new reality, or whatever this carbon-based life form's pronouns are.
What was it, 6 hours ago, I was mystified by what was going on.
Just John.
And now I can't help but think that if this election if it proves out that the millions of people who are watching Fox News, if that ends up being the case, then...
If Kamala loses, you mean? Yeah, she did.
I can't help but wonder if the American people have given up on democracy.
No, actually, we just saved it just in the nick of time, which is why one of the talking points that they're going to be repeating from now until eternity is that they need to regulate social media because thankfully Elon Musk bought Twitter and loosened the rules, allowing freer speech on the platform, which really set them off.
I think this is a big, huge part of the story that it's hard to even digest fully at this moment. But you have Elon Musk, who owns Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it these days, X, who is a disinformation propagandist and now has could potentially have a direct line to the Oval Office.
You mean the Democratic Party wasn't able to control Twitter this election like they did in 2020, blocking the Hunter Biden laptop story and then suspending major media outlets like the New York Post for reporting on it? And just like in 2016, before they came up with the Russia hoax, Russians spreading fake news on social media, which duped people into not liking Hillary, of course, they were saying that it was just sexism. And so since they're always a broken record, they are rehashing that talking point.
And I got to say really quickly, too.
We saw this one.
Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest.
That they're disinformation agents and that they sunk so low that...
Misogyny. Who do not want a woman
This is the misogyny
just like he
thing.
did better with the Latinos did in 2000. Donald Trump did better with women this time around than he did in 2020. Just like he did better with the Latinos and the blacks than he did in 2020 and in 2016, despite now 8 years of the Operation Mockingbird assets smearing him as a racist 24/7. But Joy Reid, the angry black woman
we saw this
on
one
MSNBC,
too.
thinks that Kamala Harris's campaign was
All right.
perfect.
Let's just be.
We're not going to rehash
head on
any of
over
these.
there
All
or
right,
click
cool.
the link.
More coming up. Hang tight. This is give me 1 second. All right. Here we go. This is for T-Rex. So I know this is his favorite creator.
If you don't fire them, you have no one to blame but yourself.
I mean, at least Cenk is delivering his ire at the right target, the Democratic Party. Meanwhile, the full-scale TikTok meltdowns are upon us. Here is just one Kamala supporter having a full-scale mental breakdown.
We may not have rights tomorrow.
He's not even inaugurated yet. But tomorrow your rights are going to be gone.
I'm going to bed with the last bit of dignity that I have left. We fought a good fight, and if it turns out that, shit flips, great, hell yeah. But right now, I'm just not.
Oh man, I need that link
right now.
I need that link. Where's it at, John? Where's it at? Let me know where to find that.
Here. Her life is not going to change one iota. Just going to point that out. It's actually just going to get better because she'll have better economy and no wars. Here's another one. We have plenty where that came from. Again, the tears are just, they overflow with. Here's some more crying from Kamala supporters. A lot of tears.
All right, guys, it's time to go to bed. None of us are stressed about the election, right? We all are gonna just go have the best night's sleep of our lives, aren't we?
Would you like some more? Because I have more. Go for it, guys. More.
Right. I hate to be the person that gets on here and cries,
Right, sure you do.
but this could break me and my parents apart because they just don't understand what they voted for and what it means and the bigotry and hatred that they stand behind and how I am trying to be a good person. I'm not Catholic like they are, which is ironic because it's religion's supposed to make you love. But I could see it breaking me and my parents apart because they just don't get it and they don't get that they voted for.
Maybe we can. I don't need more of her. I don't need more of her suffering. Okay, because I'm too kind-hearted. But I will say, maybe her parents are the correct ones. I know this is something that actually young people should think about. What if your parents are right? What if they are? It turns out kibbutz av v'em, respect for your father and mother in the Bible, one of the 10 commandments that we've forgotten about. We've got many of them. That's a big one. What if that one happens to be mostly right? Protect your savings by diversifying right now into gold from my friends over at Birch Gold. That's right. For millennia, gold has stood firm in the face. Gold will help you. 40%, 98. All different categories. Run.
Say.
Okay, we saw all these. All right, cool. I just do a collection together, and I just do a collection together. All right, thank you for the $5 super chat, Wolfram. Remember November 5th. Remember November 5th. All right, let me get to the next video. I still have more, guys. I have more. The further along we go, the more new they get.
It is not over till that.
What did I save this one for? Oh, this one's supposed to be funny videos. All right. Yeah, we saw that. Oh man, this Tatum. That's right. This is the Tatum run. Let me just make sure I haven't shown too many of these already. Okay, yeah. So we started here. We're pretty good. Oh my God, this one woman is so scary. So scary. All right, we're gonna start right here, and then this will take us into the newer ones.
Your life gets under his pulses.
That's evil.
It's all right.
Evil.
It's old, I think.
It's all right. I feel that way too. It's all right. We feel that way together, okay? Let it out. Let it out.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Come on, breathe, sis. You gonna pass out. Breathe. Breathe. It's okay.
Everybody wants to show the happy side. I'm mad as hell today!
She's in a scary movie, bro. She need to rehearse. She need to get in a scary movie.
But because I have responsibilities, I'm gonna do these freaking dishes. Ooh.
Yeah, in the kitchen, do the dishes, woman.
It's gonna be all
I don't know what y'all want me to say.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what dream y'all want me to sell you, what reassurance you think that I should be giving you right now, but I can't. I'm a black woman in America, and I'm tired.
Tired. You look tired.
I'm tired.
You tired, yeah.
I'm disgusted with this country. I'm disgusted with the people in this country, and I'm disgusted with myself because I had so much faith in humanity. Thank you, because I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. A country that literally was built on the back of racism, homophobia, misogyny. Like, what the fuck was I thinking? When voted for the people whose bodies were found behind. I'm tired.
Donald Trump is president, and I think all women should stop having sex for the next 4 years in protest and protection of your bodies. As we know, if that little baby
protect your bodies from all those guys who voted for the white dudes for Kamala Harris. You better protect your bodies from them.
inside you gives you any trouble and you need an emergency health care, you're
Somebody said in the super chat, therapist about to make a bag.
Right? Imagine that, John. Imagine.
Road clip.
and you're gonna die. I think that is sufficient enough
man.
reason to stop having sex. Don't you
Yeah, I
agree?
think you should.
This
I think you
vote
should.
wasn't a vote for
Well, you ain't gotta
Americans.
worry
This
about
vote was for men. And unless we want to become the Handmaid's Tale, then us women need to protest because this
The Handmaid's Tale. Remember that, guys? The Handmaid's Tale.
is so buttery.
There they are. Look at the pictures in the background. This is where they got all the fertile women because the other women were, I guess, they're infertile, and so they had to assign them to have babies so the human race wouldn't die out, and they can't stand the handmaiden tale. You know what they got to do too? They got to kill all the rapists. They put them in the middle, and if they violated the law and had sex with a woman outside the law or something, they would put them in the middle, and all the women could take out all their anger on them.
I'm sorry to the women and minorities who aren't going to get the help that they need in the next 4 years. I'm sorry for the people who are impoverished, who are just going to keep dying from starvation and lack of healthcare and lack of governmental support. People are actually praising this guy, and it's a freaking joke. Look at the
They
states he
will.
wins. You won't catch me there. You'll catch me in New York City. And I'm sorry to all the women who are going to suffer in these bumpkin small towns because of this. The reason why I'm a New Yorker and always will be Florida.
Yo, I'm scared to go to sleep. I might wake up a mother slave.
She just wakes up and there's chains on her. She's like, "Whoa, no, I knew it. Like I shouldn't go to sleep."
Yo, like, why I got
wake up a
Trump
slave.
supporters? Like, why?
I don't feel bad for them though.
Why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why is this a thing right now?
Disappointed, sad, angry for human rights, LGBTQIA+, reproductive rights, women rights, education rights, environmental rights. It's just very disappointing because I was looking at the demographic and a lot of Latinos and a lot of women and a lot of minorities really fall for the lies from either TikTok, the news, anything.
All the women's and the women's. The women's, it's called women. I'm
Yes.
glad that they crying. Too bad Nick got him cussing on here, boy.
Mhm.
All right, let me get to the super chat real quick. Somebody gave $100 super chat. I appreciate it. It says,
All right.
Please keep preaching.
There we go on that one. I'm gonna jump over here. We got more meltdowns coming up. But I wanted to go address this right here. This is new, huh? Well, actually, I tell you what. At the end of this, I'm gonna bring up the President Trump just released his plan to dismantle the deep state. This is the most important 3 minutes video on the internet right now. So we're gonna watch that at the end of this segment of Meltdowns. Because the meltdowns, we're in full effect. We're in comedy mode right now. We can't stop. What's next? Okay. Yeah, we only got a couple more. So here we go.
Should we take a look at some more of the feminist
Yes,
meltdowns?
let's do that, Mark. Let's do that. We should.
Feral today.
Look at this woman. That's where I got the teeth for the thumbnail tonight. I took a lot of pictures for the thumbnail off of this video because these are the brand new ones. Let me see. They put the thumbnail back up for a second just so you can see the teeth. Like, you got to see this. Hold on. Put this in the background, and I will drop way down here in the corner. Yeah, there's the teeth. See the teeth? That's her teeth. So before in the video. Oh man, I had to share that. It's just so funny. Holy crap, man. These people.
If you see me, keep walking. Do not make eye contact. Do not square up at me. Don't act like you know me. Like, I want to eat. Like, maybe they voted for Kamala, but like, I want to eat them right now. Like, I want to take a bite out of those
Jasper,
votes in a
don't be doing
bad
that.
way.
Don't be doing
Okay,
that,
so
my
what I'm hearing
Jasper.
is there's a blue
No,
bracelet
no.
that we need to wear.
No,
because
no,
I want to
no.
make sure that nobody ever thinks
We
that I
can't
am
be
one
doing
of
that.
the apparently majority of white women who voted for Donald Trump. I do not want you ever to think that I was one of them. So, is there a particular bracelet? Do we just make it ourselves? Let me know.
Right?
Send
The
me a link.
teeth.
What do we do?
Yes. Please label yourself. Please identify yourselves in every way possible. In fact, paint your whole face as blue. All right? Just do that.
I'm going to get drunk today, and I'm going to act like an angry black woman because I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm angry, bro.
That's why
I'm
you
angry.
drink
I'm hurt.
that.
My feelings are hurt. We
Chug,
always finish
chug,
last. We
chug,
always come
chug.
last to everybody, even our own men. And you niggas mamas be black.
Ooh.
I'm so glad you guys got your cheap ass groceries and your cheap ass gas because you're broke as You're broke. You're broke. I said I'm being serious. You're broke.
I think the hardest part of all of this is just like thinking about all the men who were just like, the economy, woman of my life. The economy, woman of my life. The economy.
Bye. He should have been screaming like that when he got that haircut.
It's not okay. This is not okay. This simply will not do. And this is not okay. And I'm not good with this. This is sick. This is sick. That should not be there. And it's wrong. And you're wrong. And everything is wrong.
Why would anyone record themselves crying and then post it on the internet to share with the world? Notice there is a pattern amongst most of these. They tend to be young feminist women.
I always knew that America hated women.
Yes,
I
just
knew
done. Yes.
America hated women.
That's
We
it.
weren't seen. We weren't heard. We weren't valued. I knew American women hated women.
Oh no, when you walk down
No
the street,
idea.
honey, people see you.
I just did not know how much we were truly hated until this morning.
Ideological subversion.
This country, America, is a shithole. It's garbage. Talk about a floating island of garbage. Jesus Christ. You all would rather put a rapist and a felon in our White House.
You just did. You just had 4 years of that. What are you talking about?
You just as much as you hate us. You.
Donald Trump is president, and I think all
we
women
saw
should
this
stop
one.
having sex for the next 4 years.
Procedures are allowed, but it is a good idea for you and other women to close your legs until you're married. This guy added a soundtrack to his cry-a-thon.
Oh, yes.
This one, I'm not sure if this is actually real or if this is just a troll making fun of these
Okay,
people or just doing engagement farming. But again, the fact that it's impossible to tell proves just how insane these people are, because it could be 50-50. This actually could be a legitimate woman who is recording herself telling her small children how terrifying it is now that Donald Trump has been reelected. Or it could be a troll just doing engagement farming. Who knows?
Harris did not win.
Who won?
Trump.
This is child abuse.
So
They're hyperventilating.
So I'm gonna have to give you up for adoption.
Take a breath.
Okay,
so
jeepers.
today
You wanted to
may look a little different
What?
at school. Okay, there are probably going to be friends who have questions, right? I'm sure your teachers are going to
Still teach reading, writing, and arithmetic, and hopefully not tell the kids that fascist takeover has happened in America. If this is a real video
Right.
and these parents are scaring their children like this and then recording it and posting it online, they should be arrested. Aside from blaming white supremacist Latinos and white people in general for Donald Trump winning, the media is honing in on Elon Musk buying Twitter because he allowed
Using kids,
further
abusing
discussions to
kids.
occur there. Then in 2020,
Yeah,
remember when they
exactly.
banned the Hunter Biden
Shouldn't.
laptop story and locked out the New York Post and other major media outlets? So Russian disinformation was blamed in 2016. Now it's Elon Musk owning Twitter.
We have now let misinformation become the accepted information.
Well, that's why I'm here, trying to stop you.
It is
Here's the Marxist inversion going to happen. The subverters always invert everything, right? Here they go, accusing us of what they do.
Over us. Elon Musk, he buys Twitter, and then he uses it almost exclusively to be a propaganda machine, and we've accepted it. We've accepted a narrative that despite an actually great economic recovery, the vibes don't feel good.
Oh, just the vibes.
Yes.
Millennials and Zoomers not being able to own homes, rent skyrocketing, cost of groceries and gas and everything else just through the roof. The trusted mainstream media has been telling us that the economy's great. I mean, what are you going to believe, them or your lying eyes? It must have been because Elon Musk bought Twitter.
And the person we are now betting on to change all of it is Donald Trump, a man who did two almost impossible things.
He survived the countless lawfare attacks you've been waging against him, and we were able to override Operation Mockingbird and convince the majority of Americans to vote him in. Too bad.
It would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is DC and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations.
It's not going to get any better with Elon Musk in the administration.
She means the Democrats in Congress haven't been able to repeal the First Amendment yet. Well, too bad. And now would be a good time to save 20% off of your Teflon Don shirt, your MAGA Mafia shirt, or any of my awesome designs from markdice.com by using the promo code VICTORY.
We got it. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Check out his channel. You know, always promote his channel. And I think we got, that's it for now. Unless there's some more. Yeah, we saw I just had the Young Turks again in there for some reason. All right. And great economic recovery. She's a loon of it. You guys, the most important 3 minutes is coming up. You'll ever, right now, the most important 3 minutes on the internet is getting ready to be played here. Let me make sure I see some messages coming in here. Let me make sure I got everything up to date here. I got all the comedy in. If more come up, we'll do some more funny videos on Winning Saturday Night this week. Oh, there's Inya. Okay, what does Inya got there? Okay, yeah, I got that. Inya, one of these things you're going to be very surprised to see is part of the new outro. And boy, did I do. I like the new outro a lot. You guys have to stick around for that. It'll be coming up here shortly. But let me go ahead and get the get this for that. The most important, this is from Charlie Kirk, right? President Trump just released his plan to dismantle the deep state. This is the most important 3 minutes of video on the internet right now. This is huge. This is what we've been waiting for. I mean, guys, I'm happy we're watching this together right here, right now on Winning 2024. I'm gonna have to come up with a new name for the show eventually. Maybe Winning Today. What should we call it? 2024 until the end of the year? Should we call it one? Have we won 2024? I think we've won it. So I changed the name to 2024. I'll tell you what, I'll put a poll out there. All right, let's watch this together. I'm excited about this. I'm very excited about this. Thank you, John, for bringing this to our attention, and let's rock and roll.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every inspector general's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee, so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. It doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on, and it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
Wow. Ho, 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 ho. That's right. That is right. Whoa. That is the most badass 3 minutes on the internet. And you know what? The other side is freaking out. They probably won't even hear this message. And you know why?
And they're upset because we're winning.
That's right, because we're winning. They don't like it. But how many people? I'm going to clip that and throw that around out there. And I hope people will. In fact, I'm going to re-share that right now. With the big old heart next to it. Repost. Man, I almost want to watch that again. I probably will watch that again after the show. Man, what exciting times, people. We live in exciting times. If you're happy, let me know about it in the chat, man. That's a very good start, man. This is what, 2 days after the election? Has it been 2 days? November 7th. And we're already going. The good news is already rolling in. By the way, running reality, there was a protest at the American Embassy yesterday in England. Huge crowd protesting Trump, 40 people. Oh, yeah, I didn't even get to the protest folder. There wasn't much there. Let me see what it looks like. I want to end on a high note, though. Hold on, excuse me. Protest watch. Yeah, Democrats already protest. AOC says resistance. I do want to say this about protests, though. Yeah, there we go. Dude, we're awesome. Tens of people. Trump is truly a national treasure. Indeed he is. Indeed he is. I was for Reagan as president. Play it again? You guys want to see it again? Should we play it again? Should we play it again? I'm almost willing to play that again. That one felt so damn good. I might play that again. I do want to say one thing though before I do play it again. I'll probably play it again. Libby doesn't ask for much. He doesn't ask for much. Yes. All right. I do want to say one thing. I think I said it pretty much earlier, but I will go. Crown Target sent me some notes tonight that I wanted to talk about real quick. And these are good points. People that are inside the free Palestine, queer Marxist socialist realm, have some notes that I'll read off. They say the socialists are already using the election to recruit. So they're, we know they're going to do that. So just keep things to keep an eye out because it makes you smarter, right? And then tweets are black and white. Let's see. They hate the Democrats, but they also because they're too close to capitalists. But we knew that's already. And they plan to recruit from within the Democratic demographic. So all these people that are freaking out and screaming in the camera and doing all this shit right now, they probably are likely candidates for becoming deeper Marxists, really into the Marxist paradigm, where they're completely anti-government, but on the Marxist spectrum. They plan to recruit from within. Yeah, okay. So they're happy. They're happy that Trump won. This allows them to radicalize easier and faster. Okay, that makes sense. Also crossing fingers that the revolution occurs readily as well. Yeah, good luck getting your revolution across now. That's what I'm talking about. The kind of things that is coming at me in these notes, right? She explains in terms other socialist things. Some new chat people are conservative pundits. What? I don't quite get that. Socialist things to some don't understand the reasons behind many things. Okay, I know, but she's always talking about how people don't understand her, and it's because she's hard to understand. But the bottom line is this. That's why I want to talk to J. Michael Waller again. Big Intel, the book we're reading on Monday nights, because he worked for he works for an organization that's already actively trying to dismantle Marxist cultural Marxism and ideological subversion. So that's a good place for me to be. And I need to talk to him, and I want to bring up my ideas to him. So I'll work on getting that done. But that's a generational strategy, the preventative measures that keeps this from happening again and keeps groups like the one I was just reading to you about, these Free Palestine queer Marxists, keeps them from spreading their disinformation and from recruiting people, using crises to recruit people. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the best 3 minutes on the internet right now. The amazing, we have to see this again. Let's go. Let's go.
Our democracy. Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all. And corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every inspector general's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just
what a great
as
idea.
I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. Doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on, and it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
That's our president. Dun, dun, da, da, dum. That's our president. We can say that. We can say that with no worries. That is our president. We got him. He's here. And that's what he's going to do. Wasted no time letting people know what's going on. Man, well, I hope that inspires some of the people who don't like him to maybe decide that they can give him a chance. Just give him a chance. That should be our motto. That should be our rallying cry to people who are out there that are all freaking out and, you know, who've hated him for so long and hated us for loving him for so long. Is just give him a chance. Like, I think it's very simple. It's not a big ask. It's something they're going to have to do anyways, right? That's a good olive branch kind of statement. Just give him a chance. Give him a chance. Give him a chance. And I would say, add into that, maybe consider stepping away from the establishment media that has got you so angry in the past. You know, consider taking a break from them. Just take a break. Just take a break from them and give him a chance. Just give him a chance. Just give him a chance. Just take a break from them. Just take a break. You know, it doesn't sound too bad, especially as emotionally wound up and fearful and, you know, and negative as they are right now. Just I mean, it's just in a very nice way. Ask them, hey, you know, maybe just take a break from that and maybe just give them a chance. I mean, I've given everybody a chance, whether I liked them or not, whether I thought they were this or that. I gave Obama a chance. You know, he proved to be what he is. You know, awakening spiritually. How you doing? Loving you. Well, it's the right thing to do. It is. Thank you so much. Thank you. Trump ain't even waiting for the inauguration to come out swinging. That's right. No, he's been he's been waiting to do this for 4 years, man. And tell you what, some of the stuff he's talking about, he's never even talked about his rallies. I've seen plenty of them, believe me. And he's never even mentioned these things. Like, he's had that up his sleeve. He's like, oh, you just wait. You're going to love it. Right? Man, that's what he's talking about. That is what he's talking about. Wow. Some of those ideas I didn't even think of, like moving things out of Washington. Who would have thought? Why not? Why can't you do that? Right? For some reason, I've had this in my head the whole time that's what Washington was for. Maybe we don't even need Washington. If it wasn't for the monuments in the White House, I don't think we even need Washington, D.C. Give it back to Maryland. Take it. Swamp. Take it. You know? But yeah, I think that's a good motto to move forward with and to think about, to talk to our family and friends about, people who are freaking out. Just give them a chance and just take a break from the other guys for a minute. Just take a break from them. They've, you know, obviously we'll see if they were telling the truth to you or lying to you. You know, put it out there like that. After we get all our fun out, time to start turning it back around. I think that's how we can win people back and maybe even wake some people up. Just to use just give them a chance line. And just take a break line. Use those two together. Figure out your best way to do it. Yeah, but Washington, D.C. is a cesspool of corruption. It is. Now, guys, look, I got a very special outro tonight. It's a brand new outro. You know, we've been playing the Borders Are Our outro for a while now. And I had another one before that. But now I had to update it because we've already won, right? We've won. I've had to update it. So I want you to promise me you'll stick around to hear the outro because I put together a good little video today for that. Thanks to some help from Matt Mofro and turning me onto this video. And I think Enya tried to turn me onto this video too. But I made it winning. Like I winningized it. But I will be back 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday for Winning Saturday Night. That is our laid back show. That is the good news of the week. Funny videos, cool things, new segment, and also the songs about you. I meant to get to it last week, so I'll probably move that up in the show this week, and we'll just do some music, put some songs together. We'll see how it goes. I try to do it on here, and I might try to do a little different approach this time. I had the wheel; we would spin the wheel, and people would pick their categories and all that. And sometimes people just don't want songs about them, but I've made a lot of songs for about people out in the crowd for them. And so if you enjoy that kind of stuff, we have fun, right? And I'll keep adding more fun segments to that show as well. And you got it, man. So I'm going to get on out of here. Guys, it feels good to be winning, doesn't it? It feels good to have our president back where he belongs. It feels good to know that all these great things are coming down the pike. Let's enjoy these moments and let's make sure we get it done, all right? And remember, we have to be part of the solution as well. So it's up to us to take a responsibility for defending and promoting freedom and liberty, and to ending division and ending subversion and getting ourselves on the right track. He can't do it without us. He needs us there with him too. We got to do our parts. He's done his part. He's nearly lost his life for us. We owe it to him. We owe him to our country, each other, our families, and everybody else to fight, and win. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And until next time, stay based and keep on winning.
If you've lost faith in humanity, clap your hands. If you've lost faith in humanity, and this is your villain origin story, if you've lost faith in humanity, clap your hands.